Hello again, this is Dr. Jimmy, and for those of you who are obsessed with my clothing, you weird people, I have here today a very special shirt. I'm actually wearing it for the very first time. Oh, that's interesting. Reminds me a bit of Gravity Falls, but actually it's not Bill Cipher. That's a special American Horror Story tour lineup t-shirt. And if you look at the back, I don't know how much of it you can make out, but if I show you my back here, you see it gives all the locations of the first 5 series of American Horror Story, as if it were a tour, and the dates, of when the program aired. So, and I'm not wearing it as any sort of clue for anything at all, but because I like the program and I got the neat shirt. That's all it is. Not a clue. Not at all. And this video is my reaction video, my happiness about the upcoming haunted house, which was announced earlier today. Not just for Horror Nights in Orlando, Halloween Horror Nights 26, but also for Halloween Horror Nights 2016 at Universal Studios Hollywood, which is actually the 17th. Horror Nights in Hollywood, if you count 1986, and of course you do, you have to. Therefore we've got 2 at the same house, perhaps not identical, but happening on both coasts, and it's an intellectual property, a shared IP, to use the terminology, and it's The Exorcist. Oh my goodness, we had all thought it might be Krampus. The Krampus home video's coming out today, and that was a good sign that any announcement today might be a Krampus, and it was a rumour since January of a Krampus house. But The Exorcist had been rumoured a little bit, mainly in terms for Hollywood. To have it here in Orlando was not rumoured very highly at all. The closest thing was a rumour I heard around January of a exorcism house, maybe an original, not necessarily based on The Exorcist. Turns out that was bollocks. It's The Exorcist itself. And it's here on both coasts. Wonderful. What I find amusing to me, a bit ironic, is that everyone's all hyped about it, saying, oh my god, The Exorcist. How wonderful. Because, unlike Texas Chainsaw, which there was here just, a short time ago, 9 years, in 2007, and Leatherface is, overused, right, because he's been there 4 times before. This is not overused, of course, because it's never been an Exorcist house. Even though Regan McNeil, The Exorcist, has appeared, the character, and The Exorcist IP has been used at Horror Nights 7 times in the past. In Fright Nights, and in 92, in 93 at Halloween Horror Nights 3, there was a priest pushing a bed through the streets of Hollywood, and Regan's on the bed thrashing and yelling and cursing and whatever. On the bed, probably something that you can't quite make out, instead of, mother sucks cock in hell, whatever it is, doesn't actually say that much. So she's being pushed around through the streets while the priest is pushing her around. They did that for 3 solid years. 91, Fright Nights, Halloween Horror Nights 2, and Halloween Horror Nights 3. Okay, 1998, they had her in a house. A scene in the house, Universal's Museum of Horrors that year, featured an exorcism, the body's floating up off the bed, and the priests are like, the power of Christ compels you, with the holy water, power of Christ compels you. All of that whole scene is in the house. 1999. The following year, or maybe 2000, my mind gets fuzzy, but there was a house in 99, Universal's Creature Features in 3D, and that's the one I think it was in. It might have been in Anxiety in 3D in 2000, but I think it was 99, because they did a Universal house or Museum of Horrors type house, but all in 3D. It was one of the first 3D houses, and you're going through this, and it's all bright colours in 3D, and you're wearing those funny glasses that make it all pop. And they had an exorcist scene in there, and I remember her head was spinning around, and she was like above you on stairs. You had to go upstairs. You don't go upstairs in houses anymore, but back then you did. And her head spinning. I saw that in 3D. Whoa, 3D. That was back in 1999, to quote Prince. But that was yes, a moment of silence. Okay, that's done. Now going back to so that was her 5th time already then, and it's only the 20th century. Then she came back in 2009 in the Scare Zone Horror Would Die In, and then last year, 2015, there she is again in the Scare Zone The All Night Die In double feature. In the modern horror colour cast, as opposed to the classic horror black and white cast, with crusty green vomit on her nightie, running around like she was in 2009 there. So we've actually had her 7 times. So this will be the 8th appearance of Reagan McNeil at Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando this year. And yet, that's twice as much as Leatherface has already been. And yet, no one's complaining that she's overused like they were complaining about Leatherface before. The same exact people who were saying, oh, Leatherface is overused and was only just here back in 2007, bloody 9 years ago, don't seem to mind that Reagan McNeil was around just last year and that she's been used 7 times already. So there's no accounting for sense, I guess. I just... passionate people, they're passionate with other parts of their body than their brains, you see, that's how it works. Yeah, oh well. And people like me who actually count things, because we're crazy, that's the way it works. So that's that. So I'm very pleased though, because I think it'll be quite spectacular. I don't know where the one in Hollywood's going, and the one in Orlando's going in a soundstage. Aiello had said that, and he did say that because, you know, one of the limitations of the film, almost the whole film takes place in one bedroom. So how are you going to do that? Well, there's other scenes, of course. They're out in the desert, and they're up in the attic, you know, they're in the fire. There's the bit with the Ouija board. There's the stairs outside the window. There's another nifty scene, flashback sequences. The church with the Virgin gets violated, you know, with the big tits and the thing, the pointy bloody things. There's also, of course, if you incorporate the sequels or prequels, you go into various places, but I understand they don't want to do that, just have it on the first movie. But even then you could go to Iraq, you could go in flashbacks to Sweden or someplace where Father Merrin is from. You could incorporate other bits and pieces into the storyline. It's potential, but so much of it's all in the house, whether it's coming down the stairs backwards, upside down, or in the party. You're going to die up there. All of that, you know, it's like it's more likely to get into the psyche, which is appropriate because that's the Greek word for soul, which is what's being possessed by the demon Pazuzu. So you get into the very soul and the struggle between Reagan and Pazuzu, and it can get surreal that way. And Mike was saying, you know, she's vomiting on a bed, but why not have the whole room be the vomit-covered sheets, and you're sort of immersed in it. It's like you're completely consumed. You know, and you can become surreal, and so the environment reminds me a bit of some of the Norman Bates houses in the old days, because you really basically have, you know, hotel, mansion, staircase, shower. What else are you going to do? Well, attic maybe, sure, but some of the rooms, we got into Norman Bates' Twisted Brain, and it got all weird and surreal, and there's knives and daggers and showers all around you. You can do that sort of thing, and you can be in that bedroom but still be in the twisted mind of Pazuzu possessing poor Reagan's soul. So there you go. La plume de ma tante. You're stuck there, you know. It's like, what an excellent day for an exorcism. Yes, your mother's in here with us, Gareth. All of that sort of stuff, you know. You can do all kinds of fun with it. So, yes. Yes, I'm looking forward to a sort of surrealistic nightmare. And the music, of course, the Tubular Bells by Oldfield. That's going to be playing. Can you imagine it? And then the stairs going out the window, you know, in Georgetown, in the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. Yes, that's where the whole story takes place. Remarkable. I'm quite looking forward to the whole thing. Oh, so it's quite exciting. You know, and this was something I'd speculated about but didn't quite know for sure they would actually try to pull it off. And I'm really happy to hear that. It's so much fun now to actually speculate. We'd expected Krampus because that's been rumoured, and maybe that's still happening. I don't know for sure, but I hope it is. It might still happen. There might still be a rumour. We'll have to see. I sort of figured out it might be The Exorcist last night, because Murdy had tweeted these code word clues, and the first part was a Disney female classic character, old school, animated. I wasn't sure who that might be. What did he mean when he said based on his own life? And then I thought, well, you know, someone like Ariel or Belle or Jasmine might seem old school to a young kid today, but Murdy's close to my age. That would be modern, new, recent for him. So you have to go back, a well-established character. And someone did ask, traditional cell animation or computer or stop motion? And he said yes, which means all three, which means something that is so classic, so well established, it's appeared in different formats. That said to me, not a feature animated character, a cartoon, one of the early cartoons. Clarabelle Cow, maybe, Daisy Duck, or Minnie Mouse. Wasn't sure. So I couldn't quite get it. But then the second part of the clue, something you could buy, and he only just dropped that last night, something you could buy in a music shop or a jewelry store. And by music shop, he meant one that sells actual instruments, you know. And I thought, case? Now that's not going to work. Cornet? No, coronet. And cornet, not two different words, something else. And finally it occurred to me, pearl. A pearl is a jewel, but a pearl is a brand name for something you can buy, instruments, specifically drums. Drums, yes. The pearl drum kits are very popular in the bands. And oh my God, Minnie Pearl. And what's she famous for? Something she's associated with will make the clue obvious, he said. And I thought, the Grand Ole Opry, the Phantom of the Opry. Oh, that's stupid. Or a silly hat with the price tag hanging down. No, that can't be it. A lot of people probably have no clue who Minnie Pearl even is. But when I was a little boy, sometimes flipping channels, I'd stop on a thing called Hee Haw, and I'd look at it in abject terror. And, oh my God, what is that? I don't want to do that. No, change the channel quickly. But I remember this one with the price tag hanging off her hat going, howdy! And then I realized, that's it. Her catchphrase, howdy. Howdy, Captain Howdy. Oh my God, The Exorcist. And that's when I realized it last night. I thought, oh fuck, it is The Exorcist after all. It's going to happen in Hollywood. Will it happen in Orlando too? I still wasn't certain. And this morning they're saying they're going to reveal both Orlando and Hollywood. Is it still Krampus? Because today's the day the video gets released. But Murdy was talking so much about Exorcist last night, and there were some Snapchat images, a scream, a devil, and a bed. Well, a devil and a bed and a scream, it could be Exorcist, but it could also be Krampus, because Krampus is a devil too. So, what the hell? What's it going to be? I didn't really know for sure which one it was. And Murdy was continuing to be a douche by saying, oh, you know, if you're really nice and naughty, you'll get presents earlier this year, making you think Krampus right up until the last minute when it was The Exorcist. So that's what it was, The Exorcist. But Krampus could still be coming, although I don't know if it's happening both parks, both coasts, or just one or the other. Who knows? Because it's a rumour, and rumours sometimes are just rumours. Sometimes they're for real, we don't know. But Exorcist is for real, we know that now. Joy. So I'm happy about it. Speculating's a lot of fun. It is a bit like Christmas, talking about Krampus. It's a bit like, you know, getting your presents and they're under the tree and they're wrapped and you don't know what they are. If you're a naughty boy, you peek. then Krampus comes and rapes you. No, not exactly. But if you're a good boy, you get your presents, and when you open it, it's socks. Or if you're really lucky, Dad has behind the sofa a genuine Red Ryder official BB gun with a compass in the stock and a thing that tells time. You'll shoot your eye out! Yeah, happened to me. My sister actually shot my eye out once. Got better. Anyway, but enough of that silliness. Well, in that case, I'm just about done with this video, and so now will be this funny video is over. My reactions to The Exorcist, I'm looking forward to it, excited about 26. It's bloody 143 days to Horror Nights. It's April, we've had 2 house announcements. What fun is that? Last year it didn't even start until May or June or something. This is awesome, we're getting it so early. So, and I've heard construction could even start before the end of this week. And pictures been taken of a wall going up, which might be for a haunted house. Maybe, we don't know, but there's this wall mysteriously appearing in the extended queue area for Men in Black, which has been rumoured as a possible location of a house. Don't know, it's not been confirmed. It might not be where they're going to stick a 9th house, but if it is, and that's what people seem to think, that could be a sign construction's already beginning to start already. And there's 2 permits out already, one for Parade Building and one for Sprung Tent 1. So there you go. Exciting. And we also know that Chainsaw Massacre is going to be in a Sprung Tent, probably 2. And now The Exorcist will definitely be in a soundstage. So at least 1 in a soundstage, probably up to 4 in a soundstage if they do it right. Just where they're going to put the queue lines with Jimmy Kimmel, that's a question too. All very mysterious. So and that is really nothing more for me to do but to close with a song. This is just a song I'm singing for fun. Nothing cryptic. I don't do that anymore. That would be wrong. If I did that sort of thing, Krampus would come and get me. Wouldn't be a right Christmas if I was mean and lied and did bad things. So I'm just going to close with a song that doesn't mean anything. I'm singing for no reason, like at the end of Bill and Ted, right? So here we go. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him 2 lips like roses and clover, and tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm all alone, ain't got nobody to call my own. So please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, yes, bring us a dream. Give him a pair of eyes with a come-hither gleam. Give him a lonely heart like Pagliacci, and lots of wavy hair like Liberace. Sandman, someone to hold would be so peachy before I'm too old. So please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me, please, 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 Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Until next time, which could be any time, I don't know. I've got the 5th part of a Horror Nights History for 21 at some point, and who knows when they're going to announce another house. Ooh! Until next time, sweet dreams.